Okay, let's get this ball rolling. Let me just make sure all my sound settings are okay. Yep, microphone's picking up, desktop audio is good. So we should be good to go. Hi, Wandermyth here, and we're going to be playing NecroBarista today. I probably said that horribly, but anyway. Don't 100% remember what this game's supposed to be about. There's coffee involved, there's ghosts and necromancy, and it's probably going to be fun. Okay, so let's dive right in. Man, I need to start streaming a little earlier than this. It's hard to like find time after the end of the day for a stream, to be honest. Because all my favorite streamers are on right now, so. Enough about that though. We have this eyeball to stare at. Do I need to click something? Okay, there we go. Okay. They thought of the faraway grave on the plain. They thought of the comrade who came not again. Lifted their glasses and sadly they said, "We drink to the name of the mate who is dead." Henry Lawson. Should I emote all these? It's too bloody damp down here. I know underground, but I don't suppose there are any windows we could open. There's a ventilation duct in here somewhere. Maddie? Who's talking here? Maddie, mind opening it up and, Maddie, mind opening it up? Get some fresh air circulating? The other end's blocked right now. There's a dumpster sitting on top of it. After Grand Barrett. Ooh, I like the clock. Can we hurry this up? Calm your farm, old man. You're well aware it takes a while to set up. I don't appreciate your tone. Audible silence. Sorry. At the very least, can we turn some lights on? With all the rubbish you've got scattered around the place, I'd at least like to know where I'm putting my feet. Ashley, would you mind? Okay. Oh, cool. Thanks. Who's this guy? You're more organized than last time, I see. Practice makes perfect. Hey, Maddie. How much more wire do we need? I think that... I'm gonna get the British back. I think that's enough. No, that was not quite right. Okay. Great. Now... Chai? Che? What's up, little P? I found your chair. Oh, thank you. So, this whole thing... Who's talking here? So this whole thing, surely it's not legal, yeah? Maddie wasn't clear on that. I think this is the older guy. Yes, the council found it confronting. For good reason, I suppose. Because it utterly upsets the natural order, mate. It's not just bureaucracy. Shush you. Most rules can be bent, after all. And Maddie has particular fascination with breaking rules, as I'm sure you've realized. Hey, don't give her all the credit. Bah. Is this related to her gambling for time? So, the transfer was the same sort of magic. We're doing now. Yes, I need to figure out some voice for these guys that are a little bit more. Anyway, small scale though. Doing it on a larger scale requires a bit more preparation. The Council successfully suppressed all available information about it, though. For good reason. What happens if something goes wrong? Well, you don't tend to mess it up more than once. Or try again after you fail, for that matter. Stubborn scholars notwithstanding. What do you even call this sort of magic, even? Question's irrelevant. Because it's banned. Extremely cool? That's what I call it. By definition, it's a conduit ritual. But hey, we're among friends, so we can call it what it actually is. Necromancy. Okay, cool. I'm digging this already, actually. And waiting and waiting and... Okay. From your hazy memories, a certain word calls out to you. Necromancy. You try desperately to remember what it meant. Necromancy. Now in flashing orange, flashing red neon. Okay, we got to click on it. Oh, shit. Okay. That was kind of scary, actually. This fragment of a memory stays with you. Piece together the past. Remember what transpired. And never forget, you are. Scattered practice, bureaucracy, fascination, disheveled, messy, detective blunders. Other words. Adjectives. Assaulted by adjectives. Okay. Oh, ooh. Can we? Oh, we can walk around. Okay, that's nifty. Interesting. Huh. Plants and rain and all sorts of cool stuff like that. I guess we're... Oh, this must be... Okay. Oh, cool. Press and hold left click to inspect a memory. Oh. Oh, fuck. Okay. Maddie's rules. Maddie's rules. We welcome both living and dead. Patrons will be served in the order they arrived. Don't ask who's alive. It's rude. If someone wants you to know, they'll tell you. The dead have 24 hours to spend within the premises before moving on. Strictly enforced. No, we don't have Wi-Fi. Report broken items and other anomalies to staff. We can't clean up your broken glass or spatial rift if we don't know about it. Don't feed the Eidolons. They can't eat, and offering them food just reminds them of that cruel fact. Okay. I guess we had a little axe now. Interesting. Okay. Part 1. I like the white nails there. The Terminal, Carlton, Victoria, Australia, 3053. Ooh, it's in Australia. Excerpts from online reviews. Pretty unremarkable coffee. Barista speaks Chinese but exclusively uses it to mock people to their faces. I am very self-conscious about my top hat now. Observed a little girl running around the cafe with a knife unsupervised. Came down with a deep sense of ennui. Came down with a deep sense of ennui after visiting. Damn it, I really messed that one up. I was rudely told to stop being a big dweebus after complaining about the burnt taste in the coffee. Well, this coffee's some of the best I've ever had. 5 stars. Disclosure, I have no taste buds. The door closes. Who's this guy? Hey! Hey, mate. Damn it, I can't do an Australian accent. You alright? Nah, I can do kind of Britishy. Ah! You can see me. What's this guy? You can see me. That doesn't sound right. Clear as day, yeah. What can I get you? I've been walking around for hours. Nobody was talking to me. I don't even know I got in here. I think you'll find it was through the front door. Okay. Right. Where am I? This, dearly departed, is the terminal. Carlton's finest. Departed? They say our coffee's to die for. Poor bastard. So, I don't really know how to go about this. Ask me anything, man. You're not the first disheveled dead guy to drop in, and I'm sure you won't be the last. What does everybody else ask? They generally ask, what does everyone else ask? Ah, shit. And they always say that. And then there's the embarrassed silence. Alright, I get it. Make a habit of bullying everyone who comes through, or just the pitiful ones? It's almost exclusively the latter. I guess that's consistent. I always felt like people saw me as a pitiful guy. Sorry, I was actually just kidding there. No, you're right. I'm a fucking sad sack. Boss hated me, family hated me, work sucked. Just like everything else about me. Ooh, damn boy. Now I'm never even gonna have a chance to make things better for myself. That's it. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Hey, come on. And now I'm sitting in a cafe for dead people falling apart in front of the barista. Mate, pull it together. Number 1 rule, no breakdowns in the cafe, please. I promise, man. You are okay. I know it is how it is. Are you dead? No, and I don't know if you read the rules outside, and I don't know if you read the rules outside, but God, I did, yes. Can't even get that right. In that case, you also have read that you have 24 hours left before you gotta move on to the next place. And I don't think you want to spend them having one big long extended panic attack. 24 hours? Ah, shit. What I'm saying is, everything's okay. Just take some deep breaths. We'll sort this out. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a fuss. Cafe's empty. It's not like I've got anything else going on. Don't worry about it. Are you sure? I'm kind of a burden. You're not, I promise. Shut up, mate. Let me tell you about the building. It's got some cool history. So the first time I came here was about 4 years ago. And that's why you should never, ever serve a martini to a dead biker. You'd be specifically asked for one. Huh. Out of all the possible ways to react to that, that's certainly one I didn't expect. Yeah, no point seeking eternal vengeance if you're gonna have to leave in a few hours anyway. Kinda strips of the meaning, you know? There's no way to tell whether you'll even care once you cross over. But then again, maybe I'm just being a buzzkill about it. Shouldn't go around policing people's reactions to things. I'm still wrapping my head around all this death, that is. Feels weird to say, doesn't it? Weird. Yeah, that's the word. You said most people don't ever find out how they died before they pass. Even if they got murdered or something? Yep. Most people don't die from murder. It's mostly sickness, old age, or lawnmower accidents. We get a lot of those. Well, they call them accidents, but really, loads of lawnmowers are possessed by evil spirits. That said... Alright, hold on just a moment. You can't just drop that and move on. Possessed lawnmowers? Seriously? Anything with spinning blades attracts them. Garden equipment, blenders, power saws? They're a real pain in the ass. Gotta do at least one or two exorcisms a month on the coffee grinder. That's wild. So, I know I'm breaking the rules again, but how many people in here are dead? Yeah. It's a cafe for dead people? Does that mean it's everyone? Or are some of these people just really into ghost cafes? A little column A, a little column B. Plenty of mortals come through. But this is one of the only crossing points in the country, so we get a lot of your type. So why the rent's so high? Because those vampires are on the place. Now we get a lot of foot traffic. Literal vampires? No! Like boomers. Landlord class. Ah. Same thing, I guess. So to answer your question, there are 9 customers in here right now. Out of those 9, yourself included, I'd say 4 or 5 of them are just passing through on the way to the next place. How can you tell? Once you've worked here for a while, you sort of get a sixth sense for this kind of thing. Gotcha. Speaking of sixth senses, I got one for trouble. You have 2 sixth senses? That was good. Hello? Ashley? Ashley had adopted the cafe a couple years back, much in the same way that a puppy adopts a squeaky toy. She was the kind of ferociously smart kid who absorbed information like a sponge, but only used it to cause trouble. Today she was accompanied by the stench of motor oil, and brought with her a look that said, "I'm an invincible genius." But she was mostly right about that one. Alright, I know that look. Spit it out. What? What? I know what you're talking about. No, I don't want to make her Australian too. That'll get confusing. I don't know what you're talking about. Damn it, I'm stuck in Australian. Okay. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Got the crap, kid. What are you after? I'm busy dealing with a customer. I'm not really needing any attention. Shut up, Kishan. I need an extra pair of hands and none of my ashlings are around to help. Don't you have any clamps? Got you a bunch for your birthday last month. They're all being used for other very important things. They were not. Pretty sure I saw one on the table upstairs earlier. No, I really need a helper. Ashley, I'm busy. Please. Hey, I could probably ease. What could? Come on, Ashley, you go to this work. I'm not gonna get anything done here. I'm not gonna get anything done down here if I have to keep going upstairs to find the screwdrivers you misplaced. But hey, no dice. Ugh. What about Che? He can help me. But what about... He's emptying the dishwasher. Sound familiar? It should, because I told you to do it an hour ago. Oh. Heh. It's really no trouble. Oh! Why'd I take this guy? Only thing he's busy with is being dead. Hey. Come on. Ashley, I'm not gonna argue with you about this. I'm sure you'd rather relax than be bossed around. Also manners? We talked about this. You gotta be more respectful in front of the customers. Please? Oh wait, no, this guy. Please, I'm happy to go upstairs. Really, it's fine. I don't have anything else going on. And I'm super dead. I'm cool with it. I am Kashan, a very dead guy. Happy to help. You sure? Why don't you just send him back upstairs? Promise. It's fine. I just... Oh, shit. I missed that one. He said something there. Perfect. Come, peon. We've got work to do. I'm sure he said something, let's see. Ashley wasn't getting enough attention, but with Maddie's newfound responsibilities, some sacrifices had to be made. That meant the kid would just have to occupy herself more often than not. Still, she still felt guilty as hell about it, and... You know, I reckon this place needs more plants. Jesus Christ, Jay! You gotta give me a heart attack, you old bastard! What's on your mind? Head in the clouds as per usual? Do I look like I was thinking weighty thoughts? Excruciatingly so. What's going on? Nothing important. Just my resting bitch face. Nope. This one's different. How so? Your facial expressions reminding me of the time you tried to fist fight that cosplayer. Oh, the samurai? One who barged in waving his gift store katana around and demanding satisfaction after I refused to put 15 shots in his coffee. Wait specific. What's it look like? Looks like you just got threatened with 1,000-fold Nippon steel. It's a precious memory, so I can remember it very clearly. A mix of deep disgust, a whole bunch of derision, and a tiny pinch of pity. Yep, that's me. What a mood. Gonna adjust my microphone just a little tiny bit. Make sure I'm coming through clearly. Are you alright though? Real talk. I'm fine. I'm actually fine, or let's not talk about it fine. The second one. Fario. Offer's still open if you'd like to talk things out. In the meantime... Sorry. Can I grab that tea towel? My hands are wet. In the meantime, sorry. Can I grab that tea towel? My hands are wet. Ow. Yeah, here you go. So, did the dishes need hand washing, or... Sure, I told Ashley to empty the dishwasher earlier. Nah. Thing's busted. Door latch won't close. Might call the repairman. Ashley shouldn't wash them by hand anyway. Her arm would corrode. So I did it. Did she have a robotic arm? She might have had a robotic arm. Not a problem. Yeah, fair enough. So like I mentioned, it'll need a repair unless you want to let Ashley do it. Unless you want to let Ashley add it. I'd call the repairman myself. But our landline stopped working last week. We have a landline? Yes. Ancient technology. An elegant tool for a less civilized age. Only works when you pay the bill, though. I don't know if it'll be cheaper to get it repaired. Wait, who's talking? I don't know if it'd be cheaper to get it repaired, or just buy a new one and give Ashley the old one for parts. Costs are pretty close, all things considered. Hey, don't work too hard. You worry yourself into an early grave. Hey, you spent 50 years digging holes. Sounds like pretty tough work, old man. Ow. Old man. For information, I'm barely 170-ish. I'm failing to see the inaccuracy. It was during a literal gold rush. Everyone was doing it. Only thing different about me is that I eventually started digging up things more interesting than gold. Only kind of gold I'm interested in is brown gold. Coffee. Shut up. Hey, so... I know it's just another stress on the stress pile, but I think we need to put in an order for more kitchenware soon. Ugh. Yeah, I know the thing. That costs money. We're getting to run out of cutlery, though. It keeps disappearing. I'm not sure where. I don't know how long it can wait before we get more. What is that? Is it a little, like, crab machine? I don't know if we can afford that this month. Just, you know, everything's a bit too pricey right now. Doesn't help that the coffee cartels keep pushing prices up. I don't think the importer is part of a cartel. They're quite nice. I've seen photos of their kids. You ever spoken to them? They're obviously criminals with the prices they charge. Wholesale my ass. And yet we keep buying from them. Well, yeah. The beans are good, man. It's just everything else on top of them that's stressing me out. Yes. I'll happily accept the blame for some of that. It's fine. You don't have to. I know it's all on me. Just gotta figure out how to pay everything off. Everything and everyone. Ugh. Shitty counts of death and the doubly shitty time debt we owe them are the last things I want to think about right now. Got an accent went weird there. Lost enough sleep over it already. Hey, I'm here to help. I'm worried about you, you know? You've had a lot of responsibility dropped on you in a very short period of time. And I can't help but feel a little culpable for that. I know. Yeah, I know. And you... I can't thank you enough. Shh. It's alright. Hold yourself together. We'll figure it out as a team, just like we always have. I just don't want to deal with it, you know? I get it. And I don't want you to feel like I'm imposing or interfering too much. I know the cafe's yours now. And even though things are a bit much at the moment... I know I keep saying this, Maddie. Excuse me, but I don't know how much time we have to deal with all of this before things start falling apart. Things are already falling apart. You're going to have to face reality at some point. You know that, right? Jay, oh my god. Oh, fuck. I skipped that part. Jay, oh my god. I don't need any more reminders from you. Back off, man. Counts is always on my mind. I can't escape him. My best is all I can do, okay? Accents all over the place. Just because you're my best friend and my old boss and my mentor doesn't mean I need you preaching at me about how I need to deal with my problems. Because they're my problems now, not yours. Alright. No worries. I'll give you some space. I'm gonna go check on Ashley. You seen her recently? She's upstairs. Dragged a customer up there talking about clamps or something. I'd better go rescue them then. Be back in a bit. Shit, he's right, isn't he? We really could use some more plants. So we're gonna strap a big old steak knife to it and make them fight each other. I love it. This is gonna be great. I want to build something that gets put on that TV show Road Battle Royale with flamethrowers on it. You're not gonna put one on this little guy, are you? A flamethrower? A flamethrower? Probably not. I want you to record the fight on my phone so we can send it to the producers. Oh man, he's going to City Slicker there? Yeah, sure thing. Let's get this knife attached. Heh. pass me those zip ties. Zip ties. And the knife. Knife. And my coffee. Are you sure? Who even gave you that? Coffee. Damn it. It's empty. My coffee is empty, Kishan. The world is beginning to vibrate. Maybe it's good that your cup runneth empty, yeah? I think my cup needs to run it with more espresso in it. I think my cup needs to run it with more espresso in it. How many shots did you put in there? Too many, Kishan. But did anyone ask Icarus how many shots of espresso he had? Yeah, I'm reading a book about Icarus. He flew into the sun. I'm cultured. In unrelated news, I have a headache. I think you might want to read a little more about Icarus. There's a twist ending to that one. I'm holding a knife, Kishan. No spoilers. No spoilers. Promise. Alright, Jay, just say hi. Try not to get a knife slung at you this time. You got this. Ahem. Hey, kids. Ah! Intruder! Kishan, my buddy, my pal. Did I get him? No. You missed. Damn it. But, wait. You threw it on purpose? Extremely on purpose, yes. I'm fine, by the way. Oh, it's just you. Would it have been worse if it were someone else? Probably. Unless they were an actual spy come to steal my robot designs. Then it would have been good. Hey, I think I'm crashing. Zzz. Oh no. Is she okay? Did I kill her? She'll wake up in about 15 minutes with no ill effects. But you probably shouldn't give her any more coffee. She turns into a real goblin. Oh. She told me it'd make her immeasurably powerful. I mean, she's not wrong. But you know, great power, great responsibility, yada yada yada. She's 13. Kid's got plenty of energy already. Maybe not the sense of responsibility, though. Yeah, I don't even know how I ended up sitting here attaching knives to robots. She's very convincing? You're not to tell me, mate. She basically lives here. Her parents would kill me if they found out she nearly killed me. Pretty good blind throw, though. She makes me proud in the weirdest ways. Huh. Did she learn from the best? Pfft. She did. But the best definitely wasn't me. Maddie's pretty deadly with knives. Loves her flashy tricks. Bad habit, probably. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm being very rude. Name's Che. I used to own this place. Now I just sort of sit around and cause trouble and sometimes have knives thrown at me, I guess. I'm Kashan. And I died today. Wow, I love this so much. God, I love doing voice stuff. And this game is just cool too. Robot dance, robot dance, robot dance. I'm alive? I'm alive? Oof, we got a loud one here. Aw, be nice, you know it's scary waking up. Big lights coming towards me. I think it's reliving its last moments. Looks like it. Ooh, Audible silence. What is happening? Hello. Audible silence.
I do not remember having this many limbs. Join the club, pal.
We are reborn in a new image.
I see.
I'm Kepler. Nice to meet you.
And I'm Jacoby.
I need to get his voice.
And I'm Jacoby.
How high should we make his voice? Robot dance. Robot dance.
I am undefined.
I don't know if that name will stick.
Its body is made of a milk carton. Its body is just made of a milk carton. Should we just call it milk?
No, too basic. Imagine if you called me Goon, just because I'm made of a Goon box. I wouldn't like that at all. So, Australia, I believe in Australia there's something called Goon, and it's definitely not the colloquialism that it is here in the States. Oh my god, that word was hard to say. No, too basic. Imagine if you called me Goon just because I'm made of a Goon box. I wouldn't like that at all. Ashley was yelling about someone called Lovelace the other day. That's a good one, I think.
How does our new friend feel about it?
I cannot get his...
How does our new friend feel about it? There we go. Acceptable?
Excellent.
Nice to meet you, Lovelace. Nice to meet you, Lovelace.
There we go, that's maybe better. I want to make it kind of atonal. Robot dance, damn it. I like little robots. Loading screen, loading screen. Look at you, turning into a responsible human being. During intermissions at the end of episodes, you can freely explore the terminal. Memories are scattered throughout the terminal that delve into... I think that's a typo. Memories are scattered throughout the terminal that delve into the tales of its patrons. More locations and memories become available as you progress through the main story. Nifty. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's you. No, we don't want to continue just now. Ah, oh my god. Let's look at this memory. Spirit-resistant quartz crucibles with self-sealing lids. Product description. Heat-resistant to up to 1,650 degrees Celsius. That seems like a lot. Self-sealing lids form airtight seals around the crucible's ground rim. Resistant to corruption and spiritual interference. Clear inner and outer covering allows for easy spotting of cracks or imperfections. Quality suitable for mixing potions and filters. Filters, probably. Average rating, 3.5 stars out of 5. Product reviews, 5 out of 5. Product reviews, 5 out of 5.
I love this. The covering, despite being quartz, has a textured appearance that gives a silky, smooth feel to it. Most crucibles feel sterile and cold, but this one makes for a perfect beverage container when entertaining guests.
Second review, 4 out of 5. The previous crucible I used was inherited from my grandmother, who brought them over from New England. Unfortunately, 2 months at sea were not kind to her spiritware, and her crucibles were filled with tiny cracks and microfractures that allowed unsightly-looking soot to build up, leaving them stained with hard gray lines everywhere, looking like they were about to crack apart at any moment. She used them for several decades to come, but every time I worked with her and watched them heat up, I was afraid they were constantly on the verge of shattering. One she used to contain a lost wayward spirit for several days before finding a home for it, and I would get up at night to check the embers under the crucible, and it always unsettled me seeing how fragile the container was. Several times I found myself tempted to tip the crucible over just to see how easily it would shatter under my soft touch. Needless to say, this new set is much nicer. They're sterile and I can keep several of them in my bedroom without feeling unsettled by their presence. 2 of the crucibles in my set arrived with small chips in them, but I contacted the manufacturer and they replaced them at no charge. The replacements, Jesus Christ, how long is this review? The replacements were express shipped and the product was quick and painless. So great customer service, and they offer replacements up to 1 year. For the price, they can't be beat. Okay, third review, 4 out of 5. I owned mine for 2 weeks and it didn't crack. Decent for the price. 5 out of 5. I received mine in the mail this morning and I can't wait to try it out. So glad to have finally found something worth selling. So glad to have finally found someone selling crucibles at a reasonable price. A brand name one costs over $200, which is just outrageous. 1 out of 5. I bought this several weeks ago since it was the cheapest crucible on the site, advertised as spirit resistant. I'm working on a filter for my graduate thesis and purchased 100 of these for lab use. My plan was to monitor 100 different animal spirits over with different types of plant matter and compare how different biomaterials affected their vigor over a 90-day period. The first day I set the first five samples of mugroot, feverfew, ginger, ginseng, and golden seal. I placed them in the crucibles at low heat, 80 degrees Celsius, and left them overnight. And over the next 2 days, did the same with all the remaining crucibles, finishing on a Friday and leaving the lab alone for the weekend. When I arrived back on Monday, I knew that something was wrong when I noticed a rain cloud hovering over the door. It's not uncommon for rain clouds to appear at any time of year at any time of day in our part of the country, but it's quite another to find a rain cloud localized entirely within the hallway of your research lab. I braced for the worst, but I guess I should have braced harder. Nothing could have prepared me for the smell when I opened the door. I immediately felt my eyes watering and actually found myself choking. It smelled so bad. I slammed the door shut and went to the basement to grab one of the emergency respirators we keep down there. Unfortunately, the respirator did little to mask the terrible stench inside the lab. Sweet Jesus. Okay. I opened the first crucible and saw it was filled with a tar-like substance. As I studied its inky black writhing form, I felt the air sucked out of me, almost like it was trying to drag me into the abyss with it. I threw it onto the floor and the container shattered, splattering the floor with the tar-like substance, which began slowly crawling across the room. I grabbed a fire extinguisher from the wall and sprayed the tar until it was completely covered, and heard what sounded like a sputtering noise followed by a long gasp and a scream that faded into oblivion. After poking at the fire extinguisher spray, whatever was underneath was clearly quenched. I took the remaining crucibles and placed them in the oven, and baked them at a temperature of 1600 degrees for several hours as I sat alone in the lab, contemplating the cruelty of existence and wondering what my academic advisor would have to say about my thesis project. After several hours of waiting, I opened the oven and checked the contents of the crucibles, revealing nothing but ash. Whatever it was that had been drawn by the spiritual emissions of my lab work, it was gone from my world, but the memory of that day will haunt me for all the remaining days of my life. I picked a terrible voice to start reading that one, and holy shit. Do not buy this crucible for spirit-related applications. My wife is one of the product designers who worked on this item. The crucibles in this listing come from a manufacturer called Mars Security LLC. Back in 2013, they were some of the best hardware you could get for your money and earned a reputation among hobbyists as great value for anyone working on a budget. In 2016, they did a survey and found that fewer than 3% of buyers were actually using the crucibles for spirit-related applications and decided they could cut costs by removing the spirit-resistant properties. However, they found that products advertisements with updated ad copy. Products advertised with updated ad copy to reflect this didn't sell as well. So they continued using the old product description, which advises as spirit-resistant, with the new product line, which is not spirit-resistant. I don't know how they're getting away with this. Deep breath. I don't know how they're getting away with this. Apparently the definition of what is actually spirit resistant are legally murky, and the number of people affected is small enough that they continue to sell well. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Stay far away from this one, and warn anyone you know of who might buy an item like this that it does not work as advertised. 5 out of 5. Nice color. Okay. Holy shit, that was a lot. Okay. Well. Whew. Should we read more of that? See what time is it? We got 12 minutes left. We can look it up down the memory before we quit for the night. Thinking about alchemy the wrong way. Interesting. Highlighted passages from Thinking About Alchemy the Wrong Way by Sophie Cordova? Most study of alchemy throughout history can be categorized as either practical alchemy, that is, alchemy which aims to understand the world only as well as needed to fulfill certain utilitarian ends, and philosophical alchemy, that is, alchemy which aims to come to a more complete understanding of the world as it is, without prejudice for which portions of alchemical... Oh my god. Oh, okay. That is, alchemy which aims to come to a more complete understanding of the world as it is, without prejudice for which portions of alchemical understanding can be wielded to utilitarian ends. In the modern alchemy movement, there has been a tendency within literature to place a greater emphasis on philosophical alchemy, based on the premise that coming to a more complete and correct understanding of the universe is the best way for us to discover new practical methods for the use of alchemy, or the physical use of alchemy. Much of this is based on the modern scientific movement and the post-Enlightenment era. Much like our understanding of theoretical physics gives us more accurate models of physical reality, which have real applications in engineering. Having a better understanding of alchemy on a philosophical level informs our practice of alchemy. However, it may be that this focus on alchemy, which places an emphasis on being correct rather than useful, has thrown out the baby with the bathwater. Admittedly, my position here is hardly biased. The fact that practical studies of alchemy have largely been chased underground is the reason that the tome you're reading now is self-published, rather than distributed through more official channels. For example, underappreciated in the development of modern... Underappreciated in the development of modern alchemical practices is the use of a 5-element model. Early pre-Aristotelian alchemical models were based on an understanding of 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Later, Aristotelian alchemical models separated elements into 4 categories of earth, water, air, and fire. While this model may be more accurate and reflect an evolution of our understanding of alchemy, it seems to sacrifice the more practical separation of elements in a way that better allows us to understand less tangible things. While wood is not an element strictly speaking, it helps for us to think of it as such. After all, juxtaposing wood against the elements such as metal and fire makes it apparent that wood possesses a certain soul-like quality that the other elements lack, which might prompt us to question what is it about what it is wood that makes it behave like a super element with practical uses beyond the conventional. There's a great irony in the fact that while these kinds of questions eventually led us to discard the 5-element model, the new model no longer allows for the existence in this sort of question to exist in academic literature. This book serves as my guide to asking the wrong questions to arrive at the wrong answers that nonetheless oh jeez, God, okay. We can do this. We can say a word. That nonetheless seem to work. It's a book for troublemakers and rule breakers. Indeed, the fact that you hold this book in your hands right now is probably evidence that you have broken several rules to acquire it. That, or you are a rule enforcer tasked with destroying my work, who for some reason has decided to take the time to read it. Perhaps you are reading my work in search of identifying information, which might lead you to my location, or you are reading to gain a better understanding of someone whom you consider to be an enemy. Perhaps after reading my work, you will realize that my ideas are not so dangerous as you've been led to believe, or perhaps you will realize that they are exactly as dangerous as you've been told. Wow. Oh boy, that's a lot. Okay, I think we got one more at us before we have to quit for the night. I only want to do an hour stream, that way I can sleep at a decent time. Oh, look, he's a little baby board thingy. Whatever you call it. Let's see. Judgment 1. Ooh, that seems like it's gonna be wordy. We go in here? Nope. I really like the ambience in this game. This is really cool. I wonder if you can get this on a VR chat or something, like this little area. Ooh, can we go up here? No. Sag. People say that, right, Sag? Is that supposed to be a door, or... What is all this shit? Wait, hold on. Are we in like some kind of old, like, abandoned factory? What is this? This is really cool. Huh. Like... That doesn't seem right. Oh, maybe that's like the way, the portal to the beyond or something? Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Huh. That's really cool. I love, like, these crazy, you know, like, industrial, abandoned, like, factory-scape looking things. They're so cool. I hear something in the background. Oh. Langton recipe? There we go. Look at this. Authentic Australian lamingtons. Ingredients: 200 grams of butter, 1 cup caster sugar, 5 milliliters vanilla extract, 3 Malleefowl eggs, 500 grams self-raising flour, sifted, 1/2 cup milk, 2 cups shredded coconut, icing, 4 tablespoons sugar, mixed and dissolved in water, 1/4 cup cocoa powder, 100 grams of butter, 1/2 cup water. You also need convection oven, Lamington pan, 3 centimeters deep, 20 by 30 centimeter space, baking paper, an electric mixer, a lamington. The hell's a lamington? Possible substitutions: chicken eggs can be used in place of Malleefowl eggs. If electricity is not available, whale oil mixers can be used instead. It is strongly hypothesized that a homunculus made with lamington DNA can be used in lieu of an actual lamington, but no confirmed tests have been confirmed due to the lack of success in producing actual homunculi, especially homunculi capable of baking. Instructions: grease lamington pan, line with baking paper, use electric mixer, beat butter, vanilla and sugar until airy, add eggs to the mixture. Have your lamington stir flour into the mixture and add milk. Have lamington pour into pan and smooth. At this point, you may dismiss your lamington. They are no longer needed. Bake for 30 minutes. What the fuck is a lamington? Okay. Bake for 30 minutes. Make icing. Boil water and combine ingredients. Beat until smooth. Apply icing coating 1 millimeter thick and sprinkle coconut. Repeat until all icing and coconut have been used. Note that it is not necessary to have a lamington to perform this step. Tips for procuring a lamington. What the fuck is that? Okay. Any recently departed lamington who comes into contact with a 40-60 mixture of vanilla and coconut will begin to glow red. Note that a 30-70 vanilla to coconut mixture will cause them to glow green. What the hell is a lamington? The 30-70 mixture can be used in the case of potential lamingtons who have particularly flushed cheeks or are otherwise difficult to identify by a red glow. While this is generally discouraged, as the effects can persist for several hours and can often be unsettling to guests. Only around 20% of people who claim to be lamingtons have actual lamington ancestry. Hence the need to test potential candidates. Wow. Okay. So lamington is like an ancestor. Is this like a person of a certain like Is a Lamington like an ethnicity? What's going on here? Be particularly skeptical of anyone who claims to be directly descended from either Lord or Lady Lamington. Lamington pretenders uniformly claim to be descended from a former lord, leading to the overwhelming of these claimants being false positives. Most Lamingtons were agricultural workers, so anyone claiming to be a descendant from a farmer of Lamington is more likely to be credible, but should still be tested to verify authenticity. 4. Do not bother testing anyone claiming to be descended from the 3rd Baron of Lamington, as Victor Alexander Brisbane William Cochrane Bailey Bale died childless. Gluten-free option? Having Lamingtons stir self-raising flour into the mixture is critical to the synthesis process. It will not work with a non-gluten alternative. To face when TFW, no gluten-free option. That's me. I have celiac disease. I can't eat gluten. I'm very sad I can't eat this horrible abomination that has to be stirred by somebody of a particular bloodline who will glow green when exposed to icing and coconut in a certain ratio. That is, that's interesting. Is that what this is? Is that like is it like this? What is this? Is that like the cake there? Okay, so I guess that's a Lamington cake. Well, we've learned new and horrifying things about this world. Ooh, why is it all blue and spooky over here? Oh, it's because of the tree. I think. Maybe it's just blue and spooky back here. Nope, just blue and spooky, like particularly right here, for some reason. Oh man, this is cool though. Okay, I think with that, sure. Let's see here. Do I have... Hopefully I didn't have a Twitch stream playing in the background, because I heard like something. No, I think that's just the game. Okay. Okay, well, like I was saying, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I adore this game already, and I just like doing stupid voices, let's be honest. And this game is going to give me a lot of chances to do that, it seems like. But for now, I will catch you next time. And yeah, thanks for stopping by.